Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe that you're all doing quite well. My name is Muhumza Justus, and I'm delighted to be your host tonight. Today is a very special meeting because we are hosting our mentor, our judge, a gentleman who has mentored us, a gentleman who has trained us right away from when we got started into the business. And he's been with us to make sure that we are where we are headed. He's our judge, our upline from Cape Town. In fact, it was a very, very privilege that we had an opportunity of visiting him in Cape Town. And my goodness, I have never experienced such kind of care from an upline. It was really amazing. He was there all the way with us. Whatever we needed, he was there to support us. He really made us feel welcome. He really made us feel so special. We really want to appreciate you, Mike, for being with us in Cape Town and for hosting us and for doing whatever that you did to make sure that we enjoy our time in Cape Town. So today we have an opportunity of tapping into your wisdom, or tapping into your knowledge and skills that you've been able to acquire and experience that you've been able to acquire for the last 40 years and above that you've been in your life. And we really, really can't waste any more minute apart from learning and hearing from you, our mentor, and our judge, Mike. Please, you can take it on, Mike.
Good. Thank you, Justice. Can you see me and hear me?
Oh, yes, we can see and we can hear you.
Okay, good, good. Well, let me start by saying it was such a privilege having you guys here from Uganda, here in Cape Town, and being able to share with you this very, very lovely city we're privileged to live in. We've been living in Cape Town now since the end of 1993, so it's about 32 years. And even every day, whenever I go around, like going to the distributor center, the warehouse, we travel through vineyards and beautiful parts. It is just such a beautiful place. And I'm so happy for all of you who could have been here to not only enjoy the convention side, but enjoy the holiday side. And it was truly, I'm so happy I could do something for you. You're doing so much in the team that I appreciate. And the little I could do was really done just as a big thank you for all of you being who you are and what you contribute. Now, Justice asked me to speak about leadership tonight, and I'm not going to be very long because I want to highlight basically two things about leadership. But let me start by the way, before I do that, no, let me come to that when I get going. I'm thinking of our next holiday, but I'll touch on that later on. Let me start by saying that, broadly speaking, there are two kinds of people in the world. There are two kinds of people. They're leaders and they're followers. Now, obviously, the followers are the majority. You take a big business, you've got the top leadership structure, and the majority of people who are the employees, you could call them the followers. Now, in any organization, you have that kind of situation. And the fact is that generally, the followers are not the people with money. In fact, the followers are often battling just to survive. And most often, followers have a very limited lifestyle. It's getting up in the morning, going to work until late in the evening, fighting through the traffic, coming home, just so that you can do it again tomorrow and the day after, and so on and so on. And then when there's a weekend or a holiday, there's then usually not money to really enjoy your free time. So being a follower is not the ideal. Now, most of us start that way. We start working for somebody in some organization. But the wonderful thing about Neolife is it offers us the opportunity to break out of the follower group into the leadership group. And I want to tell you, if you want to be financially free and have wonderful lifestyle, you've got to become a leader. Now, some people are born with more leadership ability, but you know what I've learned and I've seen it is that people can become powerful leaders. I remember they're diamonds, they're in America, but they come from South Africa. They have a big team in South Africa. When they joined the business, they were farming, and whenever a sales rep came to the farm, she was so shy that she went and she hid in the bedroom. She wouldn't come out and face a stranger. That same woman today can stand up in a big convention and do a talk and fulfill the role of a leader, so that you can just wonder at what she's achieved. Yet from coming where she was to where she is, to me, it's just proof of the fact that people can grow into being a leader. Now, if I think of the wonderful holiday that we had 2 weekends ago here in Cape Town, the year before that it was Mauritius, the year before that it was Barcelona, before that I can't even remember. Next year it's going to be Egypt. And Justice and the others who were here, they can tell you how much the company spoils us on events like this. They even give us pocket money to spend. It is incredible. I can't describe it to you. There were more than 500 people together. And what was the common denominator? They're all leaders in the business. They're all above being an Emerald director. So the fact is that if you want to get more financially free, even financially very strong, and you want to have a lifestyle like we have, and that's not just what Neolife offers us. If you're free, you're in your own time, you've got enough money, you can do things that employees simply can't do. Now, I want us to focus on just two things when I speak about leadership and becoming a leader, or even if you're already in a leadership position, growing as a leader. The first thing is you must really want to be a leader. It's not something that is going to be forced on you. You must want to be a leader. And that means you must want to grow as a person. You must want to grow your skills, grow your attitude, grow in your abilities, grow in your personality. And to do that, you must be very serious and very committed. It's not something that just happens to you. I've seen people go up to high positions in the business and eventually drop out because they were not true leaders. Now, what makes a true leader? And that's my second point. And this is very important. A true leader is somebody who cares about other people and who is committed enough to help other people. And you know, Neolife is essentially, if you want to succeed in Neolife, it's essentially about helping other people move up. It's no good if you have 1,000 distributors in your business and they're all just distributors. Nobody's becoming managers or senior managers or moving up. It's better than nothing, but just having a bunch of followers on the lowest level doesn't really mean much. Now, you'll get people who will come into the business who, even through your best efforts and all the commitment you make to them, will never grow up. We must understand that and accept that. Some people are going to be followers until the day they die, and we cannot necessarily change that. They've got to want to change, and they also have to have the ability to change. You know, many people would want to make more money. They would want to have the lifestyle, but they don't necessarily have the ability to reach up and do that. And so we will have many people that we could actually waste a lot of time with, who will never grow up. The key there is to identify people who are motivated, they attend the training, they ask questions, they're involved, and you see they are committed, and you focus 80% of your time on such people, 20% of your time on the others. It is no good trying and move somebody who doesn't want to move or who's not ready to move. We were slow starters. We were never going to quit, but it took us about 3 years before we got to the point where we now really started building the business. Thankfully, we were tolerated. We weren't pushed aside in that time. In fact, we still had support. So on the one hand, you've got to be patient with some people, but on the other hand, you've got to realize there are people with whom you're wasting your time. So you're not going to do nothing for them, because by sponsoring them into your business, you did make a certain promise to help and support them. But you support them in a general way, telling them about training, being available should they ask you a question or do something. But your focus should then be on those who want to move, those with leadership potential. Now, in working with such people, as they move up, our compensation plan is structured so that as other people move up, they push you up. And sometimes I'm amazed that people don't seem to understand that. They want to manipulate their downlines, sometimes push them down if they're moving too fast, and all sorts of funny things. You know, it's not for nothing that one of the company's principles is people number one. People number one. Now, a good leader. Now, there are bad leaders. Think of people like Adolf Hitler as an example. I don't want to come closer to home, but a very strong leader. But remember all the heartache he caused, all the trauma. So people can misuse their leadership ability. I'm talking about being a good leader, and a good leader is somebody who cares for people. Now, I want to warn you about something. Sometimes you'll hear the saying, fake it until you make it. Fake it until you make it. There's some validity to that. You know, if you're not making a lot of money, you don't want to appear poor. I remember in the early days, even when we came to Cape Town, I had a Toyota Corolla, and it was already rusting. And I would go to people in the evenings, different here than you would experience it, to show them the business. But in some cases, I remember one case particularly, I knew these people were far richer than I was because we were just beginning in the business. And the cars they drove was far brighter and bigger than mine. So what I did, I parked around the corner so that when I left, they didn't have to see what kind of car I was driving. That's faking it until you make it. But some people get into the habit of faking it. You can't fake caring. You can't fake people number one indefinitely. That's got to come from your heart. And you've got to make the decision that if I want to become a good leader and succeed in your life, my focus must be away from myself and onto other people. Help people up, train them, support them. I'm not saying doing the work for them, but give them the support they need. And that can be time intensive. It can consume a lot of your energy. But if you don't do that, if you just rely on inviting people to a Zoom meeting or to a big presentation somewhere, and for the rest, you don't even bother to talk to them, then you're not really helping them. Sometimes people may have challenges in their personal lives. Now, mostly we won't be trained or able to really guide them or support them. But what often happens is if people just have somebody who openly, or that's not the word I'm looking for, who caringly listens to them. You don't have to give advice. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes the advice you might give might just be the wrong thing to say. But just by listening to people can help them. I'll forget when I was a chaplain in the army, a new troop came to me, new recruit. And he says he's got problems. So I said, sit down. He sat down in my office and he talked and talked and talked. And the more he talked, the more I realized there's nothing I can do to help you. There was no way that anything I could do was going to help this guy. But I let him talk, and I gave him no advice because I couldn't give him any advice. And in the end, when he finally stopped talking, he got up and he said, Dominee, that's our title, Pastor, Dominee, thank you so much. I feel so much better. I had not given him any guidance, any advice. I was just a good listener. So sometimes when people go through challenges in their personal lives, that can affect their work in your life, in the business. And we must be sensitive to that. Just give them warmth and support and tell them, listen, I feel for you, I'm with you. And if you're so inclined, you can say, I'll pray for you. Just so that they know you care about them. That is the major thing. And the beauty of that is what is called the win-win principle. If we help other people win, we win. The more people we help to win, the more we win. If you're a qualified director and you help one other person become a qualified director and you've got 10,000 group PV, you're a sapphire director. And you can come to Egypt to our next New Life vacation. Imagine going to Egypt, all costs paid, pocket money. You're taken on trips. You get to see what you'd never see if you had to go on your own. And I think I made a mistake earlier on. I talked about the previous holiday being in Barcelona. That was actually Istanbul I was referring to. 2 years ago or so, the president's team were in Barcelona. And I'll never forget that trip. I cannot imagine that in the 5 days we were there was anything of importance that we missed. We got treated so well. Everything you needed to see in Barcelona or experience, we did. Now, that's the kind of thing that unfolds as you move up, and you move up by helping other people move up. So just by helping one person become a director and you being a qualified director yourself can already open such doors to you. But the more people you help, the more you move up, and eventually it's not just a world team vacation once a year. You also have the president's team, the Diamond Lifestyle event, and there are many others that come in between. And how do you qualify for them? By helping other people move up. And that was one thing I so enjoyed about this holiday in Cape Town, was the people in my team who were there. Many of them I had very little because it was a big group, but just seeing them there, that is so gratifying. You know, it's like a parent with your children. You want your children to succeed, and if they succeed better than you ever did, you're happy about that. And that's the attitude we should have towards our downlines. See them as your children and your grandchildren, and want for them what you want for themselves, for yourself, and work to help them as much as they need help to get what it is they want to get. So in growing as a leader, there is so much in terms of material that you can use. The one I highly recommend, you could be listening to many different people. We grew up with Jim Rohn, and I see sometimes on your groups you've got video shots of Jim Rohn. He's very valuable in general terms, but if you talk about leadership, I really want to encourage you to get into John Maxwell's material. John Maxwell. He is the world's #1 person in terms of leadership and teaching leadership and guiding people. He's written so many books. You'll never go through all of them. You don't need to. But the key is find something of a book of John Maxwell that seems right for you. And then don't just read it. You know, that's a mistake people make. They read books, and then they read another book, and they read another book, and read another book. And you know what happens when you've read a book and you think about it, you don't remember much of what you've read. When you use a book like that, you must study it like you're studying for an exam. You could read through the book once fairly quickly, depending on how fast or slow you read, but then you go back and you take chapter 1 and you read it. And I like underlining and even using a highlighter. You could even make notes. I really suggest that. Get a proper, not just a little scrapbook, a proper, decent hardcover book in which you make notes. And if you've read chapter 1 and it's been going on about what it was, you make your set of notes as reminders of what you've read. And then that's still just halfway. Then you've got to go and see, how can I apply what I've learned? And only when you've got what chapter 1 teaches you, you've got that going in your life, you move to chapter 2. See, that's studying instead of just reading. You've got to internalize what you read. Or even when you listen to, I'm still talking about tapes. We grew up with tapes, CDs later on. You don't get those even anymore. But whatever you listen to, like on YouTube, often you need to listen more than once, because mostly you don't catch everything the first time you hear it. And the first time you hear somebody speak, you hear a lot of different things, and it's just difficult to remember everything. Now, sometimes it's a good idea to make notes when you're listening to a speaker, but if you're listening live, it's often difficult to keep up making notes. But you know what I do if I listen to somebody say on YouTube is I listen, I pause, and I make a note. And then I carry on and I pause and I make a note. That way you pick as much as possible. So to be a good leader, you've got to want to be, well, you've got to want to be a leader, but then you've got to want to be a good leader. And a good leader is a caring person. And I know that doesn't come naturally. Naturally, we're self-centered. It's about me and mine and what benefits us. And I've seen people in the business with that attitude who never became caring people grow up to president's team and diamond status even and drop out. Because you can't succeed in your life as a leader if you're not a caring leader. If you don't accept and internalize the concept of people, number one. Because if I put people ahead of me, eventually they lift me up, as I said earlier on. And that is what we learn in the Bible as well, where Jesus said, do unto other people like you want them to do unto you. So if you like to be cheated, okay, cheat people. But if you don't like to be cheated, make sure you never cheat people. Now, I'm not saying any of you will, but I've seen that in the business where people get cheated out of their money or their products. If you don't like to be lied to, don't lie to people. So, oh, I will do this and then never do it. So the golden rule is do unto others as you want them to do unto you. And let that attitude grow in you to where it becomes the dominating driving force in your life. Not all of us start there. I remember even ourselves in the beginning, I was looking for people for what they can do to make me qualify. And I had to learn that that is a very short-term approach. So, Justice, that's about it from my side. It's such a privilege sharing with you. I've got situations that make it impossible for me to plan traveling at this stage. So I can't promise you when I can be with you again physically. I really long for that. But know that you are in my thoughts and in my heart all the time. And my wish and prayer for you is that you will all become leaders that people look up to, that, you know, they say there's some people when they come into a room or when they leave a room, people are happy. But we need to be the kind of person who's, when we come into a room, people are happy. When people look up to you with love and true feeling for you. Why? Because you are a good leader. And I know you can be. And I wish for you to be. And just to congratulate your leaders that you have, your world team leaders. They're doing such a great job. Carry on and do the good work. And the potential in Africa is endless. I just have this thought, Justice, in closing. They told us that direct selling in Africa, which is part of the industry we're in, generally is down by something like 21%. But Neolife, if I remember correctly, is up by over 200%, about 260%. Why? Because Neolife is a genuine, caring company. So go, the potential is there. We've got potential that we're not even aware of that we have. And the exciting journey is having that unfold and develop and becoming what we never thought we could be. So having said that, I want to say thank you for the opportunity of being with you, and go well and God bless.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mike, for taking off time to share with us and to also share with us your wisdom about how to become great leaders. At least one lesson that I got to learn while we were in Cape Town, I got to learn that if we are going to succeed in the business and be able to get to world team, get to Ruby director, get to president's team, get to diamond director, we need to grow into leaders and then who reproduce other leaders. At least that was very, very evident that when you grow as a leader and then you reproduce other leaders, that is actually where the financial freedom is. And the more leaders that we are able to reproduce, the more we are able to touch other people's lives, because also these leaders that we are reproducing, they're becoming leaders because they are touching other people's lives. So we need to touch very many people's lives. We need to be able to grow as leaders and follow Mike's guidelines on how to become a leader, to work, dedicate ourselves, to develop ourselves and become great leaders. And then we also need to develop a system that develops and reproduces other leaders. That is the only way on how we can be able to enjoy all the near life benefits, the travels, the financial freedom, leaving a legacy. So we need to do all these things so that we can be able to grow. We are in, so thank you so much again, Mike, for being able to share with us. We truly appreciate. We cannot take it for granted having an opportunity to always learn from you. And you always making time. We know that you're such a busy person, but every time we request you to come and share with us, you always put off time to share with us. So thank you for being so caring. At least one of the things that I know that you are a great leader and we are always following your example. So thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you, Justice. Bless you.
Okay. So we are in Western Uganda. We are in today we've been in Busheng. We had a great meeting. I think we had over 50 people showing up for the meeting. And we had two people who paid fully and got started. And then we have quite a number of people who were able to deposit money that want to get started in the business. So tomorrow we are in Mbarara. We're in Mbarara. We are going to be at Lakeview Hotel, and we are going to be at Chosiga House. We will be starting with our distributors training at exactly 10:30. We need to learn. We need to learn to see how we can understand more of the business. We need to get more knowledge. We need to get more skills. We need to be more equipped so that we can be able to learn and be able to grow. When we learn, you grow and you earn. So we will be doing a distributors training first at exactly 10:30. And then after that, we will be doing a business presentation for the guests at exactly 2, which is a great opportunity for us as leaders and distributors to invite as many guests as possible. The next weekend, Sunday 15th, we are going to be having a big company experience meeting at the Imperial Royal Hotel. It's a great opportunity. If you're in Bara, if you're in Kasese, you're anywhere, please, when such meetings come up, it's an opportunity for you to invite. It's an opportunity for you to be there in person so that you can be able to see the bigger picture of the business. So let's go ahead and invite for tomorrow. Let's attend in person, and then so let's prepare greatly for the meeting that is going to be at Imperial on Sunday 15. So thank you so much all for logging in. I do believe we've been able to pick up quite a number of lessons. The recording will be out shortly. Please listen to it over and over and over again, because the information that Mike has shared with us, it is information that is really vital, that when you learn from it, you can be able to grow and have a successful business. So thank you so much. Have a blessed evening. And I wish you the very best of the month of June. Thank you so much.